This is your number one talk, news and sports radio station here in Port Harcourt, 92.3 Nigeria Info. 22 minutes gone past 12. We are on the third day in the month of August, and on a day such as this, a lovely Tuesday, we're going to kickstart a conversation with our E-Naira. I mean, I just listened to Jude on his show talking about how the Naira has suffered. You know, I think the most interesting thing I've heard so far today is the fact that people can actually boil money to eat. Like, you can literally eat money. Wow. Didn't know that was a thing. I guess that's something I've learned today. But of course, there was something else I heard on his show. Someone called it and said, being poor, poverty is also a financial crime. Goodness gracious, I couldn't get over that when I heard that caller say that earlier on Hello Port Harcourt. It was quite hilarious. I didn't know that. So perhaps the EFCC needs to begin to look into, this aspect of financial crime. People who commit the crime of being poor. I found that quite fascinating. Anyway, to kickstart our conversations, we're still going to talk about the Naira, but in another dimension. In October, in a few months from now, according to this currency, it's going to be called E-Naira. So we will have our own kind of cryptocurrency. And I'll be joined by a guest via telephone who will help us understand all there is to know about, the pros and cons of owning a digital currency in a country such as ours. At 1 o'clock, the news update, right after his story at 1:30, at 2 p.m., the news update. Architect's World is today. It's a Tuesday, so we're going to have conversations on that hour. That's the package on the show for you today. Don't go away.
Different ideologies,
different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Well, Nigeria plans to launch its own cryptocurrency called the E-Naira in October. Central Bank governor said this, and he said Nigeria barred its banks and financial institutions from dealing in or facilitating transactions in cryptocurrencies in February this year. Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele said that E-Naira will operate as a wallet against which customers can hold existing funds in their bank accounts. And financial officials in Nigeria have been grappling with how best to deal with the rise of cryptocurrencies in the African nation, which prohibited transactions on cryptocurrencies in the banking sector. In February, the Deputy Governor of CBN, Edward Adamu, subsequently clarified that crypto trading is not necessarily banned in the country, and the usage going to grow despite the banking restrictions. In June, for instance, he said a digital Naira could make remittance transfers easier for Nigerians working abroad. Last year, 2020, Nigeria was one of the top remittance receivers globally, on a global scale. And during a private meeting, the central bank reportedly also said that the digital currency could improve economic growth, make cross-border transactions easier, and just give people more access to banking services. How true are all of these? And I'd like that you join the conversation at some point. I'd like that you tell me, do you think you would prefer the E-Naira to the physical Naira being used right now? That's a conversation we would have shortly. But let me introduce my guest, Fagbo Frank. He is a business and financial analyst. Good afternoon, Fagbo Frank. Thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, Gabriella.
You're welcome. Now, let's begin from the basics. For a person right now who's listening and may not really understand what a digital currency really is, what is that and how does it work?
Okay, so digital currencies, I think it's been in existence for a while. However, we just want to go full-fledged into it. Now, when I mean it's been in existence, it just basically means, in the words of the CBN governor, he said, creating money out of thin air. So from wherever you are in Nigeria, you can send money from Port Harcourt to Lagos without going to the bank. So it's a form of digital currency. However, they just want to, knowing fully well that the space is becoming really, really big. The digital money space is becoming so big and all. Obviously, each and every cash cow of the economy, which is CBN, each and every central bank of every country wants to make sure, okay, they ride with the wave, in the sense that they want to create a digital currency of their own fiat. So when I say fiat, it literally means their own currency, their own domiciliary currency. So our own fiat is Naira. So it's just E-Naira, making it, creating the digital format, the digital form of the E-Naira. However, it's different from cryptocurrencies. It's different from some of the projects existing projects that we have in cryptocurrency. Meaning, it's different from Bitcoin, different from Ethereum, because it is pegged against the Naira. So whatever happens to the Naira happens to the digital form of the Naira. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah. So let me understand you clearly. Does that mean that if, for instance, the Naira is falling, the digital Naira would also fall in value?
Absolutely. So I'm called Frank, not because of my body, but because of my spirit. The moment my spirit leaves my body, you cease to call me Frank. You call me a corpse. I don't know if you get my point. So that value of the Naira is pegged, whether it's in digital format, is pegged against the digital form of the Naira and also the physical form of the Naira.
I see.
So that's just it, basically.
So does that mean that creating a digital currency, creating this E-Naira, will not have any different impact on our economy?
Coming in from an angle of it having impact on the economy, it literally means if it's going to have impact on the economy, meaning whatever happens, there's just no difference. It just means we are playing in the crypto space. We are making financial inclusion very much available in the Nigerian economy. So, meaning whatever policy, whatever economic policy we have, whatever economic framework we have, that will positively affect the Naira, fine, all well and good. But it's not just cast on stone that just because we are having a digital format of our fiat currency, it is going to help the economy in one way or the other, maybe help it positively or negatively. No, it just remains as the Naira. So whatever, if we can have policies on ground, economic frameworks on ground that will help strengthen the Naira against other currencies, that will help strengthen our economy, that would help bilateral trade agreement between two economies, making the Naira really, really strong and making the economy vibrant. It will definitely affect the digital form of the Naira. However, if all those are not done, it's just going to remain where it is. You get, if the Naira is devalued, it's going to affect the E-Naira. So if it is plummeting, it is definitely going to affect the E-Naira. So it's not a thing. It's not automatic. You get, so whatever it still has to do with our policies, with our framework. Just playing around the crypto space and having the digital format of the Naira doesn't really change the value. It doesn't change the value. It's just the digital space is a medium. So whatever you pass through the medium remains that thing. So that's just it, basically.
So what then is the purpose of having this E-Naira? Because according to the deputy and governor of Central Bank, they say, well, it's going to make cause for economic growth. It's going to make cross-border transactions easier, and allow for Nigerians to enjoy better access to banking services. How does all of this really play out for us?
Yeah, so it has a positive side. So having the E-Naira, having given us it gives Nigerians access to the digital space, easy access to the digital space, which is one of the gains of having E-Naira. So it gives us access to the digital space. And financial inclusion, a lot of people, a lot of top players in the crypto space, if you can easily convert your crypto assets, whatever assets you have in the crypto space, you can easily convert it to Naira format, rather than trying to convert it to just like what a lot of people do, to convert it into USDT, looking for who's ready to buy USDT before you now convert to your domiciliary to your domiciled currency. However, that way it makes it more fluid, and apart from making it more fluid, it gives more access to for Nigerians to play in the crypto space and others who also want to play in the crypto space using our own fiat currency, meaning the E-Naira. So accessibility, financial inclusion, yes, they're all there. Very, very true. It's a very good advantage. However, if we don't have the right framework, if we don't have the right policies, if inflation is still, if our currency, if we can't hedge our currency against inflation, and inflation is still eating up on Naira, it's definitely going to affect the E-Naira. It's not something that is automatic. I don't know if you get that's just it.
Now, when you talk about the right framework being put in place, what exactly do you mean? And what would you like to see in terms of policy and framework that the government ensure they put in place to make this a success?
Okay, so one of the policies that affects the FX market, it has to do with I&E window, the import and export window. When we have a country that hardly consumes what it produces and rather consumes what they don't produce, it will definitely affect our currency. So if we can have an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, for indigenous businesses to thrive, have economic policies that will favor entrepreneurs, have economic policies that will favor the Nigerian masses. I don't know if you get my point. Recently, just placed a ban on the issuance of dollars to Peru de change. And if you look at it, the BDCs, it's definitely going to mean that we have limited dollars flowing into the economy. And when you have limited dollars, you have limited supply. Just economics 101. Once the supply is tampered with, definitely the demand increases, and it has a ripple effect on the price of the commodity, which is the dollar. So definitely you have the hike in dollar price, people not being able to access dollars. However, the commercial banks have come out right now to say that, they have lots of dollars available. If you want, you come to the counter. We have FX points in each and every branch and all that. I'm sure Nigerians will have gotten emails from their banks and all. However, it's just we just pray these are not lip services. These are services. These are practical solutions that are on ground, not just lip service approach to some situations like the way we've always had it in the past. So can I walk into the bank and get my hard currency without hiccups, passing through hiccups here and there. So all these policies, looking at monetary policy rate as well. Right now, the monetary policy rate is still pegged at 11.5%. And monetary policy rate is what is the rate at which CBN lends money to the bank. And if they lend money to the bank at that 11.5%, it usually means all financial institutions within the economy will be pegged, either they are issuing an interest rate, either they are issuing bonus or whatever, if they are issuing a loan. That's the rate they will peg all their financial products and services. They will peg it based on the monetary policy rate. So if we can have all these things to help the economy, make imports and exports easy for Nigerians, support the Nigerian entrepreneurship space, not just placing cheap. Now, recently we had the ban on Twitter. Now, these guys who the agencies who are into advertisement, the Twitter influencers, people who are just trying to earn the daily bread from their platform. They are all thrown into the labor market again. So all these policies that we think don't matter based on our economy, they really do matter, because they trickle down to little things in the economy, and in just no distant time, you find out that if we're not careful, the economy will keep on imploding. What is inflation right now? Inflation is at 17% thereabout. So all these things have a ripple effect on the economy if we are not careful. It's not just by saying, okay, we want to launch an E-Naira. You can't launch an the E-Naira still the same with the fiat currency of physical Naira. So if you don't have policies that will aid strengthen the Naira, hedge it against inflation, aid strengthen it against other foreign currencies like the US dollar, which is more or less like the global index as regards currencies, then we'll definitely find ourselves in the mess we've always been finding ourselves. So that's just what I think.
I mean, while you were speaking, I was thinking, all of these, isn't it far-fetched, considering our peculiarities as a nation? But we'll take a very quick break now, and when we return, the phone lines will be open. I'd like that you join in on the conversation. According to reports, by October this year, Nigeria would launch its E-Naira, and it would help, like my guest has said, to some regard, make transactions easier. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think about this E-Naira? Do you think that you would rather, have your transactions done via the E-Naira, or would you rather use the already existing means of transfer for your transactions? Don't go away.
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria Info for the best of news, talk and sports 24/7.
Different ideologies.
Different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to the sunny side, right here, your number one talk, news and sports radio station, 92.3 Nigeria Info. 19 minutes on the clock. According to reports, by October, Nigeria will be launching its own digital currency called the E-Naira. The central bank governor and deputy governor also came out to speak about this, saying that it's going to improve our economic growth. It's going to make cross-border transactions easier. It's going to give more people access. Joining me via telephone is my guest, the business and finance, a fiat currency, the E-Naira that will be introduced in October, and how it's going to really impact on us, on our economy, on our, financial transactions, and how we tend to move money on a daily basis. Now is the time you get to join the conversation. Let us know what you think about this. What are your thoughts really? Do you think that this E-Naira would make transactions easier for you, for your business, for your daily activity? And would you use the E-Naira? Call in. Let's talk. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. You can also call 0817 923 0007 or 0817 923 0009. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. We're also streaming live on Facebook, so you can join the conversation on there at Nigeria Info 92.3ph. Just search for that name, follow the page, and you can watch us as you drop your comment. Now, to my guest, Frank Fagbo, thank you, by the way, for sticking around with us on the conversation.
You're very much welcome.
Now, what improvements should Nigerians be looking forward to as we count down to October? Of course, like you already mentioned, there are certain policies that should be put in place. We don't know yet if these policies or this structure has been put in place yet. But what improvements, generally speaking, from, a financial perspective, should Nigerians actually be looking forward to in terms of daily experience?
Okay, so I think one major improvement that we should be looking at is an improvement in the crypto space, if the government actually knows what they are doing, And I'm coming from a place of, you can't cut off my leg and tell me to run. It's going to be practically impossible. So when you place a ban on financial institutions and some Nigerians not to play in the crypto space, a couple of months back, I think 3 or 4 months ago, we had CBN placing ban on crypto activities in Nigeria, and right now, I think that was just a knee-jerk approach to the whole digital currency, to the whole crypto market and the crypto space, because you don't push change, you don't reject change, you don't ride against the tide, you don't ride against the wave. Whatever you feel, okay, this is where the world is moving into, this is where the world is tilting towards. At a point in time, we had Cowrie, we had exchanging money in terms of barter. We moved towards the paper currency. I think China was the first country to go into crypto, into the paper currency. Right now, we're moving into the digital space. And if you, as the cash cow of an economy, which is CBN, you are against change, you're definitely not going to win this battle. It's a global day. The world is becoming so global in such a way that they can do without you. So you have no choice but to bend to the rules. You have no choice but to tilt towards the change. So what I'm saying right now is that, knowing fully well that, okay, you want to launch the digital naira, then you have to reverse whatever policies you put on ground as regards placing a ban on crypto activities. So if you want to foster transactions in your own digital space, and you want to make sure, okay, you're not late to the party as regards being having a first mover advantage in the African space or first mover advantage in the global space as regards embracing the whole crypto. And recently you heard what this country, what's the name of this South American country that El Salvador and all and that. You heard the news. They embraced the whole idea of making it their own legal tender in their country and all that. It just literally means that, okay, yes, we are calling on investors, people who are ready to invest big time in the crypto market, to come into our country, to come into our economy. You know, the likes of Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a big player in this crypto space. What are you saying? What message are you passing to all these billionaires who are definitely pumping their billions into cryptocurrency? If it's not safe, they wouldn't be doing such. I don't know if you get my point, because these are hard-earned money that these guys have made over the years, and they're putting it in a market that you think is not safe. No, I think every market has its loopholes, and what you should just try to do is to circumvent every of the lapses in that market and to try to make sure you stay abreast, keep yourself abreast as regards any racketeering that can happen around that space, rather than just going against the tide or pushing it aside. No, it just doesn't work that way. So if they can bring back that, if they can revoke the policies that is put on ground as regards placing a ban on crypto activities in the country, fine, it's going to foster digital transactions in your economy. If they can do that, I think that's the first point of call as regards having an enabling economy that will make whatever policies you're putting, whatever E-Naira you're putting in place to thrive. If you don't do that, then we're just beating around the bush. You can't ban something, then approve it behind closed doors. I don't know if you get. So it has to be open to the public. Put an app. Make sure you approve crypto activities within the country. And if you can do that, people are definitely going to embrace it. Then also have policies on ground that will checkmate money laundering. It's literally impossible to do all that 100%, but at least bring it down to the barest minimum. So, for instance, if I'm a crypto investor, now I'm just going to explain this with an example. So, for instance, if I have a wallet and there's an e-wallet, I have a wallet. Let's say I have a crypto exchange. I have a wallet on a particular crypto exchange, which is Binance. And I'm trying to send money to you, and you also have a wallet. Now, the best way to go around it is P2P transaction. But if I'm doing P2P transaction, I want to transact between myself and somebody I don't know, because I need something he has that I don't have. However, I have something he needs that he doesn't have. There is something I have to look out for. I have to look out for the fact that, okay, this person has track record of transactions over the years. I'll check the rating on Binance. Has this guy done over 500 transactions? Has he done over 1,000 transactions? Is he verified? I'll check the reviews. I don't know if you get. I don't just approach the market without quality knowledge. Once I check all of that and it ticks all my boxes, and the particular merchant can tick all the boxes, then I go ahead as regards carrying out the transaction with him. So that is one way I think we should go around it. It's not just pushing it aside and making it look like it's all evil because you don't understand it. No, sit down, learn, understand the nitty-gritties behind the crypto space, and it is fun. Trust me, because the reason why it is fun is because you literally don't have anybody, quote and unquote, that can come up with a policy that will truncate everything you've been doing over the years. Why? Because it is decentralized. It's not a country that owns it. It's not a particular server that owns it. We are all, quote and unquote, shareholders in the crypto space. Meaning we are all equal players in the crypto space. So no one has full autonomy or monopoly of the market as regards CBN. So if CBN comes to say that the Naira is no longer valid as a legal tender in this country, all the Naira we have is gone down the drain. So that is just a particular institution having a full monopoly of an economy. However, in the crypto space, that is not the case. I don't know if you get my point. It is decentralized. It is the regulation is across board, across everybody in the space. So I'm a regulator, you're a regulator, so long I'm playing in the space. So no one has control over the other. An equal playing ground. However, there are terms and conditions around this. I don't know if you get but this is just the explanation in layman's terms. So that's what I think we should be talking about.
Okay, let's take some reactions because we're out of time. We'll have to wrap the conversation up now. Divine says Nigeria is a copy and paste country. Where have they copied this E-Naira again? The country should solidify the things that it has copied so far, like power, electrical act, health, road, education, police, army, etc. This here says the public is asleep on this. There is an agenda that nobody's talking about. If you doubt me, ask yourself why the value of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies keep rising relatively to the other fiat currencies, and now countries want to create their own. No name on that message. Let's see. On Facebook, Kenneth Ohaka says E-Naira is a welcome development. Stephen Igudu says it will be a step to digital development. We have to try something new and get things right in this country. Victor Friday says it's a welcome development. Let the CBN legalize crypto as well. All right, so what would be your final thoughts, Frank, as we wrap the conversation up?
I think my final thought is it just has to do with the fact that embrace change. Like the way they always say, what you can't control, then leave it. Go with the tide. Don't try to fight change. Embrace it. be among the have a first mover advantage as regards something as huge as the digital space, not just and have a framework that will make digital currency thrive in your economy, because it is the future. Take it or leave it. You can't change it. It is just the future. Some things happen naturally, and that is what is happening right now in the crypto space. And the earlier CBN embraces this, the better for us. And everyone can catch me on social media at Fagbo Frank if you can continue the conversation from there.
Thank you so much for your time, Fagbo Frank. It's been quite a pleasure having this conversation with you.
Thank you very much. You're very much welcome.
Have yourself a lovely afternoon. On that note, we're going to wrap the conversation up at 1 o'clock. The news update right after. I'll be having further conversations at 1:30. His story kicks in. It's a Tuesday, so we're going to be having that feature at 1:30. Don't go away. I'm Gabriella.